You know, this is the part where I say, warning, this video contains spoilers for The Last of Us 2, but considering what's been going on...
What are you whining about now, Sinclair?
Sir, I think we may have gone just a teensy bit too far this time.
Right now, my biggest problem is trying to figure out what to do with all this money!
I'm probably gonna skip that because, frankly, I don't want this video to be taken down.
How dare you!
You see, when it comes to zombie games, I'm usually on the fence with nowadays. I'm a huge fan of Dead Rising, and then Dead Rising 4 happened.
Mother was a gopher and your father smells of body spray. Hey!
I like Telltale's The Walking Dead series. Then Season 2 happened.
It's a glitch.
I liked Resident Evil, and then the mediocrity set in. Although for that one, it's a little more complicated with the recent editions. I like zombie games, okay? But there are times when the decisions of the higher-ups and companies will make me question if I should continue to invest in the series that I've come to adore. And thus, we get to the topic of today's video, The Last of Us. I'm gonna be straight up honest, I had skipped it on the first game when it first came out, the price being, well, a little too much for a college student who doesn't have any money, and who am I kidding? You've seen my views, I don't get that much money anyway. But as I managed to play the game not too long ago, and I have to say, while I have my grievances and reservations about it, I can totally see why so many people enjoyed the game. I do think it's a little overrated, but at the same time, to each their own.
History's greatest monster!
Oh, Naughty Dog, you are a company that really defined my childhood with Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter. It's a shame those games don't even come out anymore. You didn't even make the remake of Crash. But regardless, with them continuing the story of The Last of Us with its sequel, I'd be lying if I wasn't at least a little bit interested in how it would be done. Still, I miss Jak and Daxter and Crash Bandicoot games, but whatever. No, I already gave a warning at the beginning of this video. But considering what has happened, I do not blame you people for skipping out on this video, and this is kind of like the final chance because, frankly, well, yeah, we're gonna get to some really deep stuff here. Thanks for stopping by, and if you don't want to watch this video, I've got plenty of other videos that could use some attention. Go ahead, there's quite a nice selection. You got nothing better to do if you're wasting time watching me. Honestly, I don't really appreciate spoilers to tell people about not buying a product, but I feel like this is warranted. And this does require some knowledge of The Last of Us and the spoilers that have been released in order to follow along, so yeah, a little heads up there. So FYI, Sony is actually taking down a lot of the leaks, and there's the Streisand effect that's being played, even going so far as to copyright striking videos. Yeah, that's always a good idea. So if you don't know, leaks have come out for The Last of Us 2, which basically spoil the entire game. Ow! And I thought people leaking the entire Dexter Pokemon Sword and Shield was bad, at least it wasn't tied to the story. And it's been confirmed in a tweet saying don't spoil from the creators of this game, and the moving up of the release of the game have also pretty much said, well, this is confirmed, don't look at them. Personally, I hate it when people violate contracts in order to show this stuff off, but like I said in the past, there are definitely exceptions to this rule that I have. Now don't get me wrong, while I'm tempted to go over the leaks, I'm not that callous of a person. Yet. Let me just say, from what I've seen, yeah, people have a bit of a right to be upset about the leaks, and for what it does to the story. Granted, there's a small possibility that this stuff is neglecting context to supplement a possible justification, but that's not really what I want to talk about. What I really want to talk about is Naughty Dog and Sony and how the reaction to these sorts of things are questionable at best. By posting a Twitter image that only says that these games will be released much earlier, but asking that people do not spoil things for others. Fair enough, I suppose. However, you might want to tighten that noose around the neck, since that pretty much just admits that the leaks are real to a lot of people. Then there's the allegation, and I have to stress this, that this is an allegation, that the leaks were due to a disgruntled employee who was attempting to leave but had a payment dispute in order to get back at the company, and that's why the leaks happened. Now, whether or not this is true or not, I can't say, so take this portion with a grain of salt, although there have been testimonies of Naughty Dog actually withholding someone's paycheck.
How dare you!
As well as the amount of abusive crunch time. Again, we can't say this to be objective fact, but it does open the possibility. Then again, I'm not willing to try to be like Kavos and take everything said on Twitter to be fact. Throw in the possibility that there's been a lot of crunch time done to their workers, it's not too hard to imagine that this was an employee who revealed the spoilers. And for the fans, yeah, I can't blame them for getting upset at the narrative faux pas.
Ow!
But you know what I find to be even more disgusting? How Sony and Naughty Dog are reacting to this. Apparently, the companies are actually abusing copyright in order to silence criticism. So if you happen to see this video of mine go down, yeah, that's something you may not want to do there, Sony. One example, you have the Geeks and Gamers stream that was taken down and given a strike too. Like, yikes. Now look, I can understand a company wanting to take down images and such concerning a game that hasn't been released yet, but issuing copyright strikes to people who are talking about this? Yeah, that's a little bit much. And this kind of PR is something that Naughty Dog and Sony shouldn't be doing. Like, at all. Especially during this time frame where everyone's inside and they have nothing better to do than complain. Yeah, take down a stream that didn't show any images or release any actual details about the spoilers. Which, you know, you can't really copyright if people are talking about what was shown. That's not how copyright works, people. You can't claim what people say when they are giving criticism, critique, or opinions on the matter. Which is what I'm doing right now. Even if I were to include spoilers of the game in this right now, Sony and Naughty Dog wouldn't have the right to take down my video, because guess what? When something's been put into the public domain, people have a right to talk about it. People who talk about these leaks, yeah, they're under no contract, and if anything, this just makes both companies look bad and makes me not want to support their game. The moment the leaks happen, it becomes public knowledge, and this is blatant attempt at censoring the public opinion. What's even worse is that these companies are also taking down videos that only mention the leaks and give no actual spoilers. They don't talk specifics, they don't show images, nothing. Well, I guess I'll just say goodbye to this world then.
Off to hang myself, horse and left!
Like, there's been a lot of copyright abuse going around on YouTube lately, and it's really somewhat sickening to see this. Ironically enough, I actually called that companies would be abusing more and more of their power in the copyright system. Come on, guys. You used to be cool. What the hell? What are your guys' thoughts? Personally, if you ask me, I don't think anyone should be supporting this game anymore because of how Sony and Naughty Dog are accepting the situation. It's really kind of disgusting to me, and it's kind of business practices that I don't want to see flourish. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm Manga Common, and thanks for watching this incredibly short video.